All right, so as I keep kicking the cans, what we're going to do here, we've got one of those Berkey filters that got used the other day, and one of the kids that was helping us wasn't as careful. Of course, he didn't know. He just was trying to help and had no idea. And the top piece came off, and the filter broke. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can drill out this piece here, right there, and tap it and thread it so we can get this piece back in. Now, Aid and I were just talking about it. Is that all right to mention?
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Good.
Yeah.
Aid and I were talking about it, and it's, you know, it may, by the time I bought all the different parts of the tap and the drill and a couple other things that I needed, I spent, I don't know, $40 to $60, depending on how you look at it. So, we're going to find out if this works. It could be money wasted, but if one of these broke, then there's at least a pretty good chance that another one might break at some point, and then we'll have the technology to fix it. Now, these are probably fairly fragile, so I've got to be real careful here as I snug this in. I just want it snug enough so it doesn't turn and I can drill it. That might do right there. How bad would that be if I tightened that up too much and broke it in the process? That'd be pretty great, wouldn't it? So anyway, here's the first thing. We're going to drill this. I'm hoping there's enough plastic there to actually drill and be able to tap. So that's the first thing we're going to learn. I figure it's got to be at least as thick as this, maybe. Doesn't mean it necessarily is, because when you look at the back, we'll find out though. So we're going to drill it real careful and slow. Whoa, it's going to dig in. I knew it would. Ah. Maybe I should drill it in steps. Yeah, because it is going to try and do that. So I need to drill this in steps, with this being the last step. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, it's on there. So you got to touch it. Hey, just noticed one of the things I don't like about this GoPro, in that to save battery, it turns off the screen, and you think
it looks like it's switched itself off.
All right, so yeah, that didn't accomplish much. Put that back over here. Move up to this one. Boy, this may be close to the same size as the other. It's a little smaller. Let's see. Okay, so that helped now. Back to this one. And of course, the other thing too is this is a brand new, never before used, very sharp drill bit, so it's going to cut a lot more than these other ones. There we go. All right. Okay, so now we got the right size drill. Hole done. Next thing is we move to the actual tap itself. Now I've got in my handy dandy tap and die set, I've got a piece to run the tap. If it's big enough, it might be just big enough, but it might not be. I may have to just put a wrench on it. That'll work too, because this is not like it's going to be real hard. Yeah, this one, probably when this was new, it would have been okay, but now it's old and wore out, kind of like the guy using it. And may not work, but that's okay. I've used a wrench probably more times than I've actually used the correct tool, so that's what we're going to do. Nope. Huh, and it's a number 10, which this happens to be a number 10 by 1.5 tap. But it's going to take a number 8 to turn it. So here we go. Snug that up just a bit more. Now I hope it's hollow all the way up inside of that. And see, we're not cutting anything now. So what I may have to do is just file the edge of this down until it, yeah, that's just as, there's nothing to it. So we're not accomplishing anything by going further, although right there, well, it's because our taper is running out and we're getting to the part where it's not cutting, it's just kind of mashing. All right. I'm putting this one on my Patreon channel, so these guys are okay with me doing dumb stuff and taking a long time. They're my friends, so they're patient with me. Or something like that.
Allegedly so.
Allegedly so, yes. Okay, yep. So I'm going to have to get a file and taper this dude down a little bit. There's a rasp, that might work. If we can ever get it started, it should, because of how snug that is, it should go in there nicely. You know what I might do, Abe? I might try to just open that up just a bit. I've got something like that. If I can, I probably won't even have to chuck it up in the drill. Just all I need to do is just open that up just a little. Okay, I'll see this too. I've got it opened up a little bit and cleaned it out. Okay, well, we got it back in there. Kind of threaded on. You can see it wasn't lovely, but it worked. And I only got maybe 2 threads in there, but it jammed up real good and snug. And that's the main thing. What we're wanting to avoid is for the water to leak out around through here, even if it does, so that it doesn't drip through the top chamber and into the bottom chamber without being filtered. That's our main thing. And we should be all right with that because we've got that rubber gasket that goes on there. Put that dude on there like that's really a washer, not a gasket. And then we're going to put this in here. And then get it screwed on. And I'll pull it up good and snug. And if those threads are in good enough, it'll hold. And if not, you'll all get to laugh at me. But my, Well, for a second, I thought maybe it did slip out, but. I'm tightening up on it. Crap. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. It's just this thing. There's a bad place on the thread. So I'm just going to get it to that degree of snugness right there. I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll set it up here. This is our one. You can see when I was putting it in there, I kind of jinked up the edge of it a little bit right there, but that doesn't hurt anything. But anyway, my lovely assistant here, while we were doing this, looked up the price of the new set, and they were, what did you say,
$166 for 2.
160, yeah, so about 80 bucks a piece. So
I couldn't find single ones on the website. They come as a pair.
So if this works, all right, lovely assistant, if you want to pour that water in, we'll have a look and see what happens there. I probably should get a flashlight. And we'll see where the water actually comes out. It should come out only through those, and it may take a minute. We should probably get another one of these going right away. I know a faster place to get water. I'll be right back. You getting any water yet?
One's dripping, the other one isn't.
These are not known for doing.
There we go. It's coming through now.
Yeah, there we go. And it's not leaking around the edge of it, so that's a good sign. All right. This has been sitting without water in it for a couple of days, and so the filters are not saturated anymore, and that's probably why they're off so slow. Typically, this actually does put the water through there a lot quicker than you think it would. You know, they talk about it taking a while, but we can still, from the time it's empty until the time it runs a couple of 3 gallons of water through, we can expect it to be about 4 hours, if I remember right, which is not terrible, because if you keep up on it after you get it going, then it goes a lot faster. The big thing is for those filters to stay saturated. And like I say, since they haven't been, we'll go put a little bit more water in there right quick. Like I say, since they weren't saturated and dry for a while, then it takes a bit for them to get resaturated. I'm gonna pour the water where it's all the way just covering the top of them, about like that. I might as well put that last splash in there. So it's effectively got about 3 gallons in the top of it right now. Oh yeah, see the other one's moving a lot quicker. And the other one too was still in the container, which means it wasn't laying flat and drying out as much as this one was. So I just almost guarantee that that's the issue right now, is the saturation level. All right, so here we are. Now you can see where we are looking on the inside. And you can see where we started off with the level started there, and then the level after 1 hour. It's actually been about an hour and 15 or 20 minutes, but I didn't look very close when I first wrote it down there. And you can see it's still not dripping real fast. The other side, the one that didn't get broken, it's dripping a little bit faster, but it's still moving along. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure I know what I did. I think I just need to clean that filter that got broken, because I had taken a rag and just kind of wiped it down, but I didn't flush water off of it. So my guess is whatever little film might have been built up. We've been using this thing for, I don't know, a little over a year constantly. So, you know, they're going to build up a little bit of a film, and I probably just wiped some of the film into the pores instead of getting it washed off good. We'll figure that out later. The main thing, though, is that it is actually working. It is actually doing something, and then I'll figure out why it's not dripping as fast as the other one. But I'll bet that's it. Now, interestingly enough, let me get down here. Aid, my lovely assistant, did some looking, and he found a video online, and it was by the Berkey people. And they were saying that you can't fix these. They were saying there's just no way to fix it. They were saying, number one, it voids the warranty when you break one. If you drop one and break it because you weren't handling it right, well, of course it voids the warranty. I don't think anybody would reasonably expect that if you're goofing around and not taking care of it and you drop it and break it, that there would be a warranty. And then, of course, we wouldn't think that if we did a repair like that there'd be any kind of warranty either, because I do electrical work, and if somebody comes in and messes with stuff I worked on, I'm not going to warranty that probably, you know, unless I just want to be a nice guy. The other thing is, though, that now it is fixed. Now, it's not fixed great, and it's not perfect. And the guy in that video even mentioned that there is no perfect fix for him. Well, I agree, there is probably not a perfect fix for it, but there is a fix. And we did this. What I'll do is down underneath at the bottom under the video description, I will put the size tap and the size drill that I used to make this work. And I may even take it back apart later and see if I can get it to where it does go back together easier. Getting that stem started back in the hole that I had drilled and tapped wasn't easy. I had to get a hold of it with a pair of pliers. I think I showed you a second ago how I kind of jinked up the little nipple end of it, where it kind of broke because it's plastic. It's not real strong. But then I wound up having to take a pair of channel locks, push it in place as I was twisting it slowly and gently, and did manage to get it at least wedged and jammed in there. We'll see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, if it comes apart, if something's wrong, then I don't know if I'll put an addendum on this video or if I'll just tag this video or I don't know. I'll try to figure out a way. I don't want you thinking something works if it doesn't work. We're not going to do that. I really anticipated that it was going to be a big fail. But uh, as far as I'm concerned, spending the $40 or so, I bought a couple of other things with it, so I'd have to look. But I think the drill bit itself was $8 or $12, and the tap was $18 or $20, something like that, and then plus tax and a couple of other things. Then I've got $30 to $40 invested in the pieces it takes to fix it. The good thing is if I ever break another one, which I hope I don't, but you got to believe because they're pretty flimsy. They're pretty flimsy if you drop them and do something like that. Just for normal use, they're not flimsy. They're just fine. I don't want anybody thinking I'm poo-pooing the product. Or I love this thing. But anyway, I can fix another one if I ever have to. It won't be for everybody. This won't be the kind of fix that everybody can do unless you've got some experience, using tools, drilling holes, drilling holes in increments like we had to do this plastic one, and then running a tap to get the threads cut right. This repair won't be for everybody. But based against spending the $40 on buying a pair of filters for, I think it was $160. I looked up all ago and saw it was like $160 for a pair of new filters. This was a whole lot cheaper. Now, having said that, I absolutely think if you have a filter like this, whatever water filter you have, whether it's a Berkey or any other kind, I really think having a spare set of filters is critical. I think it's crazy not to have spare filters, or at least a way. These will run just off of one filter, and you don't have to. You can have 1, 2, or 3 or 4 filters in this one. It just makes it go faster. But if you're only using one of the filters, like if I'd broken this one and not been able to fix it, I have to have a way to plug up that hole that it goes into. Otherwise, it's not much use. So some spare parts is a good thing to have. Anyway, I'm going way long on this. There's just lots to think about and talk about. But the good news is contrary to what some would have you believe, it can be fixed. It can be made usable. I would think if it has any leakage from where I screwed that nipple back in there, it's going to be a teeny tiny amount. But be aware, there is a strong chance that there is good grief. I mean, probably not even enough to wet a cotton ball, saturate a cotton ball by the time it's all done. But it is possible. Now, we have no way of knowing that. We just don't. I'd be surprised if it's leaking at all. I really would. But anyway, something to think about. So there you go. If you got questions, ask me down in the comments. If you want more information, if we need to do something else, let me know about it. Otherwise, thanks for watching this, and we'll see what else we can come up with. So thanks.